There was a young man called Jack who lived in Penistone, had a farm there in fact. And every Sunday he would gather up all the harvest that he'd done, all the meat that he'd slaughtered, all the milk, all the vegetables, and put it onto the back of a cart, which he would attach to his donkey, on the donkey, along this winding path into town. He'd get up into the market, nearly big stall, and sell all his goods. Then with the money he had, he would go into the pub and spend a fair portion, and then keep the rest of what he needed during the week. Now, one Sunday, after a very good trade and a very good night in the pub, he got onto his donkey and looked up to the sky, and the moon was so bright it illuminated everything, almost like the sun. And he thought, oh, this is a impeccably good night. I think I'll take a shortcut through the woods instead. Now, the woods are quite a dark place, and definitely not a place, and definitely nowhere a non-local would like to walk through. But Jack knew the woods pretty well, so he wasn't scared. So he kicked his donkey and made his way down the path. And the moonlight danced through the branches of the forest itself. And suddenly, as he was going, the moon suddenly went out, and the place turned pitch black. It was lucky for Jack that he knew the road, so he was able to keep the donkey steady. And suddenly something erupted from the bushes, a white rabbit. Now nowadays, if we saw a white rabbit, we'd think it's a white rabbit, but in those days they knew exactly what a white rabbit was. There was a soul escaping. Now you mustn't fear the rabbit itself, but you must fear what the rabbit is fleeing from. The white rabbit jumped up on top of the donkey, jumped onto Jack's shoulder and dived into the saddlebags. Then around the corner trotted 5 men. The first one, skin clung to his bones as there was no flesh underneath, and his face was just a badly covered skull. It was famine. Next to him stood a man in shining armour, stained in some places from blood, with various weapons all around, and his horse was covered in armour. It was war. Next to him came a man whose face was covered in blisters, and whose horse was just a pus of maggots. It was pestilence. Then next to them, riding a horse of bones, a face hidden under a large dark cloak with an aura of foreboding all around him. It was death. Straight in the middle was a man with hooves for feet, 2 horns, and skin had been burnt for so long it was bright red. It was the devil himself, with the hounds of hell snapping at his horse's feet. Jack was quite scared at this point, as you'd expect he would be, and looked straight at the devil. The devil pointed a crooked finger with a sharp fingernail on it and said, "Has a white rabbit passed through here?" Jack thought, oh God, I can't lie to the devil. The devil will know I'm lying if I lie. Wait to take my soul. Then he thought, no, the rabbit hadn't passed by. The rabbit's in my saddlebags. He said, no, a white rabbit has not passed by me. The devil looked straight into Jack's eyes. He searched every nook and cranny of his brain. But it was the truth. And he cursed such words that Jack had never heard before, and marched off with the horsemen and the hounds straight past Jack. The rabbit jumped out of the saddlebag onto the back of the donkey, and suddenly transformed into a beautiful young woman wrapped in white satin. She told him she was a witch, a pagan, and she'd been sent to hell for her beliefs, but she managed to escape the devil's capture, and because of Jack, she was now free to roam the earth once again. She said because of his kindness, because of his help, she would stay with him until the day he died. And Jack did die one day, but at a good old ripe age, with this woman at his side. But she never aged a day. And to my knowledge, she still hasn't. Thank you.